Hey guys, and welcome to game number 29 of my 100-game rematch series against the AI-powered Scrabble BestBot. Now, I should preface this video by saying that the neighbor's rooster has been crowing very loudly this morning. I'm recording this video fairly early today, so I apologize in advance if the rooster starts crowing and it distracts from the Scrabble. It is unfortunately out of my control, but we will do the best we can and try not to get distracted. Anyway, speaking of Scrabble, the bot opens with La for 4. And I don't think any bingos. Tongue-like is not a word. There are a lot of weirder words than this, I would say, ending in like that are valid, but tongue-like is not one of them. Tango-like actually threw a disconnected L and A, but not next to each other. So, I don't think I can bingo. And I gotta figure out how I want to respond to this, because if your opponent plays 2 tiles for 4 points on their opening play, what does that tell you? Well, what it tells me is BestBot is extremely close to bingoing. A play like La probably keeps, I don't even know what, like not AERST, because then the bot probably just trades A. Maybe AENRT or something? It's possible. I could kind of see the bot not having an S, just because I feel like leaves with S's are often good enough to trade 1. Maybe it doesn't have an E? I could see like, well, not AIRST, because then lariats. I don't even know what it has. This is actually an interesting exercise to try to figure out what it has. I'd be surprised if it has both an S and an E, because then I feel like its leave would be good enough to justify a trade 1. So I feel like it either doesn't have an E or doesn't have an S. Maybe. But in any case, what do I want to do with this? Like, I'd love to just play okay, but it's kind of hard to do. I mean, this isn't crazy. This makes it relatively tricky for the bot to bingo. I mean, also if the bot bingos, it'll often have to play like under the LO now, which will open up a triple-triple for me. Like, I think this is reasonable. It scores okay. I'd love to keep the I with my NG, obviously, but there just aren't a lot of great plays that do that. Weird turn. I think I'm going to go for this, though. Not exactly the draw I wanted. I'm at least... Okay, so the bot doesn't bingo. It draws an X, at least... I assume it drew the X. There's no way it would play La holding an X. And now I might have to trade, because what the heck am I doing on this board? Yeah, this board is horrendous. Wow. I think I trade. I mean, there's just nowhere to play off. I guess there's gate. But, like, what am I going to do there? Nothing. I mean, this is just horrible. Kinged? That's also horrible. Yeah, we got to trade. Probably JGGD. ENT seems reasonable. I mean, on this board, it doesn't do a whole lot, but I would expect the bot is going to make a play. Like, anything the bot does, unless it wants to trade again, is going to open in some capacity. So I think keeping ENT to try to counter bingo still makes some sense. I don't know. Now I get the Q. But I do at least have an S. Okay, Rin. I guess I gotta probably play Sanks? Do I trade 1? Huh. This is actually close. It's gotta be either Sanks or trade Q. I mean, the thing is, if I draw a bingo, it's gonna play with, like, Rins or Kiers. Almost certainly. And, like, this, if I trade 1, that bingo's a lot. I mean, an A hits, I guess B and C miss. E hits, entices, infects, ethnics. Yeah, I mean, this hits a lot. Huh. T would kind of suck. I mean, Sanks is also 34 points immediately. That's a pretty healthy number of points. Yeah, this is actually really close, I think. I don't know. It feels so weird to just not take 34 points. Which, I mean, ET is not a horrible lead either, by any means. It just feels so weird to score 0 when you can score 34. But, like, I'm very likely to bingo if I trade Q. Probably, I mean, not 100% obviously, but I'm probably, like, 70 to 80% to bingo. So, if I average, like, when I do bingo if I trade, probably averaging 75 or so. So if I get, I mean, the problem is when I don't bingo, though, like, it just kind of sucks because I'm stuck fishing. So it's like maybe 75% of the time I get 75. 25% of the time I get, like, not a whole lot. So, I mean, 75% of 75 is a little over 50. So my EV is probably around 55, 60 if I trade Q. I mean, I think Sanks is better then because, like, I get 34 immediately. My average play with ET, especially if the bot opens a little more, is probably over 25. It's a decent leave. Like, it's so tempting to just trade the Q, but I think 34 is a little bit too much to pass up, guys. I'm gonna take the points. It's close. I'll be curious to sim this one later. It's an interesting turn, but I'm gonna play Sanks. All right, well, that is going to work out well because I get a blank. Although the bot bingos with Argentic. Would the bot have... Well, yeah, I would have bingoed with Ring anyway. So I wasn't going to stop the bot from bingoing. Permeate, I see through the R. Pre-meet, which does not take an S. It's just an adjective, as in before a meet. Yeah, permeate seems fine. I think retemper is good. Temporary temper. I'm not 100% sure that's good. Even if it is, I'm honestly fine with permeate. I'm still going to be down. This keeps the left-hand side of the board a bit more open with that P. It takes multiple hooks. It's the same score. Like, I just don't think there's a good reason for me to risk retemper. I'm, like, pretty sure it's good, but I'm not 100% sure, admittedly. So I think I'm going to just do this. Seems fine to me. Alright, another blank, but UUV to go with it. Probably try to just play off uvula, or uvula. Yeah, uvula to this E is actually a good play. Scores well, opens some more space. I do have the U's, but I can't do anything with the Q. Ouch, 78 for Braze. I wonder why that took, like, more than a couple seconds for the buy. It probably had, like, another play there for 78. That's the only explanation I can come up with. But that definitely stings. I'm down over 100. I think uvula has to be right here. I mean, I'm not going to be bingoing with this. It's 22 points. I think that's got to be right. Open up some more. Hopefully if the bot blocks the top, I can at least hit something from the B or something like that. Okay. Feels like there should be something here. But is there? Let's see. Thievery does not fit. Anything from this B? That would be ideal. I don't think so off the top of my head. Prythee, P-R-Y-T-H-E-E is a word. But I don't think that plays. Anything through the U? Doubt it. Not seeing it immediately. It feels like there's got to be a bingo here, though. Let's start going through the alphabet. Maybe a C? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything off the top of my head. Alright, Pagoda. Unfortunately, Prythee doesn't take an S. I mean, I can play Leathery or something through the A. Gosh, it feels like there's got to be something better, though, right? Got to take a little time here. Is there nothing from this P now? I mean, there's Hyperist for 65. Huh. I mean, Leathery is 71. anything through the G, if not from the P? I don't see anything with a blank A. B is going to be tough. Yeah, arrow fight is too long. Huh. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Earthly. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright. Heredity doesn't fit. I think I have to bingo here. I mean, I don't see any particularly good plays that don't bingo. So I think Leathery is going to be the play for 71. And, alright, I might have something here. Devoutly. Well, out yield. Okay. Don't think there's anything else. At least we stay in the game. Only down 28, but still going to have some work to do to come back here if I want to make this happen. So we'll see what the bot does on its next turn. Okay, fight comes down. So the bot may be a little consonant heavy. Down 53, so probably going to need another bingo to win this one. There are 3 S's left. So I could play Wan, that's 30 points. This leave is not looking great for bingoing. I think I'd prefer Waif. It's a couple fewer, but the leave is much more promising. I could pretty easily hit the B or the R on the left. It still scores reasonably well. Turns over some more tiles for those 3 S's. Sets up Waif, so there's still rims. I think there's enough of a chance of me hitting something here. This looks reasonable. I don't think I'm at the point where I need to do something like this quite yet. Setting up an S. I mean, obviously if I draw an S, that's great if the bot doesn't have one, but the bot's somewhat likely to have one with 3 unseen. And AIW is just not that likely to turn into a bingo, even if I do get an S. So I'm not really thinking that that's necessary. If I were down a lot more or later in the game, I could maybe see doing that. But I feel like after Waif, I mean, I'm down 28 plus a tempo. Like, if I can draw an 80-point bingo from that B, I am right back in this game. I just don't think Feet is the type of play I need to make here. And it's not the play I want to make if I don't have to. Because I feel like with 3 S's left, it's fairly likely that it's just going to get used for 40 points and the bot's going to keep padding its lead. There also are not a lot of tiles in the unseen pool that go above the I and Waif to score a lot of points. Like, there's no X, there's no Q. There's a B and an M, but that's about it. So there isn't a whole lot of damage that the bot can cause there, which is good for me to not give back scoring plays. So I think this feels fairly reasonable. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay. Majestic with a C. I do get an S, which is good, and I probably won't bingo, most likely, but I can score with the J. Alright, I mean, jam has to just be correct, right? Like, I mean, it's 47. It gets me close enough that the bot might even have to worry about me winning without a bingo, to be honest. It also keeps EIST. I've got waifs and wins. It's going to be tough for the... Rins, rather, excuse me. It's going to be tough for the bot to block both. I mean, there's no reason to play Taj's. It is more points, but EIST is just too good a leave. Like, see, the good thing about Jam 2 is it sets up Jot, and, like, either the bot has to block and score a small number of points, and I might get a 40-point play there and actually start threatening winning with non-bingos, or the bot decides to just score there, but then I get a crack at bingoing to get back into this game. So I think this has to be the right idea, guys. I'm going to do it. That's an annoying draw because it's all one-pointers and there's no 7. So we'll see. If the bot does not elect to score, it's going all in on blocking. Wow. Alright, I mean, this just looks like it has to be the play. I mean, you might be thinking, okay, well, where am I bingoing? That's a good question to ask. I mean, I still have waifs, right? Like, I can start with an S. I still have rins. I could fit a 7 there. Maybe even, like, isotone could fit under awe. Granted, that'll give back a lot. I mean, let me just think about this for a second, right? So, like, I probably still have to bingo to win. I mean, I guess the question is, like, or do I do something like this? I mean, yeah, this is a turn worth thinking about, guys. All right. Like, I don't think I can win without bingoing. I'm down 48 and I have all one-pointers. I gotta try to bingo. Like, do I need to do that? Or if I play OE, I mean, I'm within 22. Like, it's still conceivable I could win this without a bingo, maybe? Is it? Do I want to consider playing another tile? I think the T is too valuable, though, to play. Like, with 2 N's and no T's left, that just doesn't feel good to do that. Like, this is going to bingo off and win. How does the bot block waifs? I mean, if it has an S, like, even if it plays there, unless it plays, like, SOC, but then it's vulnerable to outrunning, and I can still bingo with Rins. Like, I just don't think this is necessary, because if I do this and the bot has the S, then the problem is plays like Snow or Scow might just outrun me even if I do bingos. Well, maybe not Snow, but like Snowed or Scow almost certainly would. I mean, Scow is over 50. Well, it's 48, but like if the bot gets 48, yeah, it would be close. I'd probably still lose even if I bingo. And like, I don't necessarily, if I play OE here, like I don't need to bingo for that many points to win because I'm only going to be down 22. So like even a 70-point bingo I think should win. I also stopped the bot from scoring big there with like OW, which will be almost 40. Like that's another thing, guys, honestly. Like if I do this, even if the bot doesn't have an S, because like think about it, even if I bingo on the triple, it's not going to score a huge amount. So I do this, it's only 7 points. I'm down 40. The bot plays OW, which is also almost 40. I'm down 80. So like I draw, I mean, what am I going to draw? Like Stonier? Okay, that's 83. So it's a tie game, and the bot's first in the end game. I'm often losing. Like, this is not a good play. It's tempting. But this is better because I need the points immediately. Because I have all one-pointers, that setup is not that strong, and I already have an existing line with waifs where the same bingos will play, and it's very hard to block. And if the bot blocks, it has to worry about still bingos with Rins or getting outscored. Like if I draw the W, I could maybe even outscore it without bingoing. I think I have to do this, because if I don't play here, like I said, I just open myself up to too many outrunning possibilities if the bot scores there itself. I think this just has to be right. I mean, I guess the only other question, is there any merit to just dropping the E? I mean, Isotone does fit under Permeate, but I just don't even know if I want to play that, because like I'd really rather bingo with waifs to not give back all that counterplay through the E. It does, let's see, what else does it hit? Section with a C. Tension and tones. Well, tension will fit. It does hit a lot, guys. Let's think about this. Tension with an N. Stonier with an O. Or with an R, excuse me. Nosiest, I don't think will fit with an S. Nothing with a U. Townies won't fit with a W. I mean, it hits N-O-C-R. It's 7 out of 12. It's decent. It's not crazy. Huh. This is interesting. I mean, the problem is if the bot blocks Rin, it's a little harder for me to hit with waifs. This is a tough call. Yeah, Joe or OE. I think leaving 3 in the bag is also better for me, because that means the bot, it makes it a little harder for the bot to score well while not emptying the bag. Like, I worry a little bit if I play Joe. It's also 6 fewer points. If the bot scores on the top right, even with, like, OWN, and I bingo, I might lose in the endgame. Like, I feel confident with this. If I bingo, I'll be able to win. I need to decide, and then to 2 minutes. It's a really tough call. I'm going to play an OE. Wow, CW. That's not really what I wanted, to be honest. Huh. Not what I was expecting to draw either. Wow. But yeah, I mean, now if the bot tries to block, like I said, and it doesn't really, it just plays dunes. So I guess it blocks a little bit, but it concedes out bingos with waif, which I'm not going to be able to hit because I have CW. I mean, I know the bot has garbage, but I can't make up 55 here, can I? I just doubt it. I mean, I can't really set up winces or anything. Yeah, no. Don't really see anything good. This is funny. Abel's setting up ableist. And twice. Cannot be blocked. I wonder if that's actually best. It's kind of amusing. Yeah, I don't know here. I mean, I'm gonna do it just because it's funny. Like, it literally cannot be blocked. Oh, it can with or. Well, I still get, like, work here. For 33. Yeah, that was probably not a great endgame, but, you know. Gotta try to have a little fun if you can't win. Man, 458, 415. Tough game there, guys. A lot of, like, really challenging decisions that I don't know if I got right. Let's see. So the bot... Okay, so it didn't have either an E or an S when it played. I was kind of correct. I was like, there's no way it has both. I figured it either had neither or maybe one. So it kept train. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense, because like it's not quite good enough to trade one. And this is as good a leave as you're going to get. You might as well take the 4. Maybe I should play Gink here, possibly, to get rid of the G. I mean, this does make bingos a little bit easier to play, because AN is a lot easier to overlap than AI. I don't like plays like Klong that give back floaters, or Toking, especially that gives back a big S-hook. E-King, yeah, there's a lot of options here. Yeah, Gink I probably should have at least considered. I don't mind OIK though. Like I said, it forces bingos a large amount of the time, if they even play at all, to open the triple. So I think it's not unreasonable. The bot draws the X, plays Tix over Nix because Nix takes it back E, makes perfect sense. Yeah, you gotta trade here. Could argue about what to keep. I think ENT is fine. Like I said, the bot is pretty likely to keep either staircasing and opening a line for 7s or blow this board open sooner or later. And it plays Rin. Yeah, this turn here, I mean, I think you take the points. I really do. I'm going to put this into Macondo, though, and sim it. I will let you know what it says. Wow, so a surprising result here, guys. Macondo actually prefers trading the Q by not a massive margin, but by about 1 to 2% win percentage, which is not nothing. Apparently, I was right that I bingo about 75% of the time, but I average over 70 points on my next turn after a trade Q. I estimated more in the low 60s. So my estimate was way off, maybe just because I bingo with overlaps ending in like NS here a lot. I'm not really sure, but interesting. So trade Q, the preference for Macondo here, for going 34 immediate points, which is really hard to do. I mean, I strongly considered it, as you guys know. I might have just misevaluated it a little bit. But yeah, really, really interesting position there. Trading Q apparently would have been a better play. And it wouldn't have given back Argentic in this particular case, so it may have worked a little bit better. All right, Retemper is indeed good, as I thought it was. I still am fine with Permeate. Like I said, opening the Permeated hook and creating some space on the left. I think it's totally fine. Probably debating between Grays here for the bot. Maybe a Doze, but that looks worse. Yeah, the G isn't great, but the B isn't great either. I think Grays is fine for 78. Uvula looks pretty good. You could consider Uvula here as well. Not the craziest thing, just to open more space on the bottom right. This opens more space on the top left. It's 2 more points. I don't see a good reason not to just grab the 2 here. I think that's fine. Bot plays Pagoda, which makes sense. So you could play Fadge, but you want to take out the U. Looks pretty good. What did I miss here? Not much. Yeah, Heathery, Feathery, Leathery, all more or less the same difference. Hyperist. Yeah, seems fine. I mean, yeah, it's just not quite strong enough to justify foregoing the bingo here. It also closes down space. If I do this, I just run too big a risk of the bot blocking the top, and then me struggling to even bingo at all. So yeah, I think I gotta take the bingo here, get within 1 bingo range. Get out, yield down. Bot plays Fight. Went a little higher on static, but yeah, I think I need to go for a bingo here, guys. At this point, I just didn't love my chances, still being down over 20 in a tempo with a mediocre rack like AEFIT. I like this. Turn over more tiles for the ES, set up another S line. I think this is a good play. And the bot, what did it play? It played Revisor. Interesting. I mean, it makes a decent amount of sense. Like, there's 2 more S's left. The S is nice to deal with waves, but plays like Bow here are just not great for the bot because the V is a pretty bad tile on this board. You're not likely to bingo from a B holding a V. You're not that likely to bingo from an R holding another R along with a V. And bingos with a V and an S, usually the S will be more later in the word or at the end of the word, just because the V is a heavy consonant. So bingos with waifs or rins are not going to play that often. I think playing Bow here is not smart. I like this play. Score, accelerate the end of the game, block the space on the left. I think this is a smart call by the bot. Yeah, jam is just forced here. I mean, yeah, like you got to keep the hook for JO. You got to keep the bingo potential. I think this has to be the play. And then, yeah, I mean, OE here, like I spent a while. Note, it's not crazy either. It scores more. 9 more points is significant. Drastically reduces my bingo percentage, though. I have no idea here, guys. And unfortunately, this is a position that the computer is going to have limited utility because Macondo can't exhaustively permute with 5 in the bag. And sims here are just, I don't think, that useful. Because the actual play from the engine is often going to be something way down on the equity list. So I don't know here. I mean, I still think this is reasonable. Like, if I want to just maximize bingo percentage all out, I'd probably just drop the E. If I want to maximize my chances to win without a bingo, I probably do want to play note, which I didn't really consider. Leaving just 1 in the bag also feels not great. Makes the bot have less uncertainty to deal with. In retrospect, just dropping the E might have worked out better because I would have only drawn 1 of the C and the W. If I pulled section, maybe I would have been able to win, but the bot also might have made a different play. Very well would have probably made a different play after this. I don't know. This is a tough one, guys. I do maintain that I made the right decision not playing OE here. Like I said, my bingos just don't even score enough on the triple, and I'm giving up too many points immediately. And I think I have to address plays with Jiao or other tiles down here for the bot. So I think it's between the plays there. Yeah, maybe I do just drop the E. I mean, on the other hand, like, CW is a pretty bad draw after OE. Like, unexpectedly bad. I don't know. I mean, it's really, really tough, honestly. Those extra 6 points and leaving just 3 in the bag, I do think help me. Because like I said, if the bot does get too complacent here and it's blocking, I could maybe win with a good out in 2, potentially. I think it's conceivable. Although BestBot is probably too skilled to fall into that trap. Like, I could see a lot of humans trying to block for, like, 8 here, and then I go out in 2 and win. The bot is probably too smart to do that. So I might just have to commit to bingoing here more, which is probably dropping the E. Because, like, even if I think that waifs is going to be my only spot, I mean, I still hit the R. I guess it's just the R and the C I hit. That's not great. Huh. It's really not great. I mean, if I think isotone will stay open, I also just didn't really think the bot was going to empty the bag if I did this. Like, that's the problem. Like, after OE, I score enough that I incentivize emptying the bag more, because that makes it harder for the bot to outrun if I do bingo. Like, after just Joe, I still have some concerns if the bot can, like, not empty and score in the 20s, that it might be able to beat me even if I do bingo, especially if that bingo is isotone under permeate, because it's not going to score much and it's going to give back huge counterplay. So that's also a consideration with Joe, is that the game probably would not have transpired as it did. Like, I mean, yeah, with this rack, if I had played Joe, then what does the bot do? I mean, does it still just play Dunes? I don't know. Maybe? Like, I guess it's still tough. If I had just played Joe, I mean, there'd be another O in the bag. It does have to worry about stuff like Sooty here, too. It's a tough one. I mean, I wonder then if the bot can, like, play something here. Like, If I just... I mean... Not sure what. I mean, that could bingo from that S. What can it put here that's a little better? Doesn't take an S. I'm just trying to block like everything at once, if possible. Send, but then that takes an S. The D. If you want to put an O here. Or something. Or a U, maybe? That's hard to do. E-N... Huh. Like, in the actual game, this might not work for the bot because I scored a lot. I'm just thinking if I had dropped the E, then maybe the bot could have just gone here. Although, what would it have done? What four-letter words does it have that end in an O or a U and don't take an S? Not a whole lot. Huh. So, yeah, what would the... I mean, I have no idea what the bot would have done if I had just played J-O-E. Like, literally no idea. I guess we'll probably never know for sure. But I don't see any great plays for it under... Oh, I mean, even if I could put an N here, actually, that wouldn't be too bad. Oh, maybe dunno. Maybe it plays this. I'm actually a little bit surprised we didn't see that in the real game. I mean, does the O give back? Maybe the O gives back too much there. Yeah, maybe the O just gives back. Like, it's really hard to bingo from an N. Yeah, Dunes is just interesting, because, like, it loses to Isotone, it loses to a lot of stuff with waves, like Sections, Snowier, Stonier, like, it feels like you want to block that. Is there just no good way to block? I mean, it doesn't feel that hard to do. I mean, how about even... Oh, no, this takes an E. You can't do that. Huh. Really tough. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I guess to close the loop, guys, on this Joe, or just dropping the E versus OE, like, if I play OE as I did, then the bot maybe just has to do this, because if there even is a good play from Awe that exists, like, it might just allow outrunning too often. You know, like, I guess that's another thing. If, depending on what the bot draws after a play like this, maybe something like cows and out yields could be enough for me if I go out and the bot isn't going out, possibly. And if I just drop the E, the bot is probably up enough that it doesn't have to worry about that, and I have too many tiles. So that's definitely an advantage of playing OE, is it kind of forces the bot's hand more. Like, realistically, I'm probably still not outrunning, but it might give the bot enough pause that I could, that it feels more of a need to just grab the points and run, as it did here, which is good for me, because then I have a chance to bingo out, which is what I was trying to do. Whereas after Joe, the bot might feel a little bit more freedom to make a blocky play. Tough one. I have no idea, guys. I literally don't know whether I should play OE or just Joe. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know, but that's a tough one. In any case, yeah, so here the bot plays Dunes. I guess, like I said, plays like Dunno, either just give back too much or get outrun. I'm just surprised there's nothing better there. But yeah, maybe, like I said, the outrunning is a risk. You know, there's also stuff like Wooer on the top, W-O-O-E-R, that could score 40. Yeah, play sequences like Wooer, and then with a play without yields could be dicey for the bot. So I think my plan worked in that the bot here felt like, all right, I'm not up enough. I gotta play Dunes and score and just hope that my opponent can't bingo now. Makes sense. I did not play a good endgame here. I mean, yeah, Stu doesn't win. Nothing wins. Yeah, I just got a little bit too cute here. I forgot that the bot could play up here, but I mean, it's still not horrible. Probably hemorrhaged a little spread, but nothing too bad. So yeah, tough game. I mean, not my precisest game. OIK was questionable. Saying seems like it may have been a mistake in the end over trading the Q. I have no idea still if OE was correct. Feel pretty good about everything else. Wave was, I guess, questionable. I don't know. Tough turns this game. Really tough turns. But I don't think I played perfectly. I think I played pretty well. OE is the turn I'm still the most, like, baffled about. So, Yeah, did I get it right? Did I screw up? Let me know what you think, because we may never know for sure, but that's what's really cool about Scrabble, you know, these kind of positions that we can debate for a while and maybe never come to a conclusion. But that's enough pontificating for right now, guys. Really interesting game. Unfortunately, another loss, but always good to have tough games. Makes for good content, interesting discussions. So hope you guys enjoyed the game. Thanks so much for watching as always. Really appreciate your support. Let me know what you think of that OE turn as well as the rest of the game. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and look forward to seeing you for the next video very soon. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.